Hello, this is a follow-up toe reading. And so these toes up here are the first toes. These were taken about a month ago, about 6 weeks ago. And these toes here were taken 4 weeks later. So we're going to just remind the left foot is internal, the right foot is external. So let's talk about a few of the changes that I see in these toes. So first of all, the life path and the spirit path toes, the nail health has significantly improved. And you can see that in a couple of ways. Um, I know that on this one, the toenails are painted, but I'm looking mostly just at the top part of the nail and the connection point to the toe. So they are more connected to the toe, less rough on the top, and there's less breakage with the fungus that's going on in this toenail. What I'm going to recommend is that with some essential oil and possibly some emu oil, EMU. I'm vegan, so I don't tend to use a lot of animal products, but emu oil really is a great product to use. And I would take these toes and I would rub from this corner up to this corner. So with your thumbs, just getting and rubbing across. And on this foot, the other way. This in conjunction with just a gentle inviting of the energy to move out just a little bit so that these toes track more straight. But that change alone, you are on the right track. What realizations, breakthroughs, and transformation that you've experienced is changing the trajectory of these toes. And remember that changes start in the nail. Additionally, if you look at the difference between here and here, there is slightly more space here, which means these are already starting to track a little bit more this way and opening up your channel of intuition and your channel of leadership. So that's one of the first, and it is a really exciting change in these toes. I see less blockage in this second toe here. There's less energetic blockage, so this self-expression. I know that at the retreat you had a lot of realizations about yourself, some self-acceptance, and I think that that had a lot to do with it as you have continued doing this work outside. And so having less blocked energy in this communication to itself, stay on the right track, because on the track that you're on, you are on the right track for that. With this second toe here, it looks largely the same. I think that you are doing some looking back to old ways of communicating and expressing in the external world. And so I just looking back to see patterns and seeing what we don't want so that we can then become more clear about what we do want could be very beneficial, especially as you give this toe just a little bit of physical love and just gently rub that toe. Again, with the intention of releasing patterns from the past in communication that are not serving you. Looking at the action toe, all right, taking more action for yourself. I especially see that in the external world. The crease that you had here is much diminished in this one. And so becoming more clear on your boundaries. Remember that boundary challenges are from being very open in your upper chakras and closed down in your lower chakras. When you have boundary problems, that is most of the time one of the problems, because we are taught at a very young age to shut down the lower chakras, and we're taught to live in our upper chakras. So focus on those lower chakras, and it's going to help you take more action, be more rooted and grounded in who you are and what are your boundaries so that you can take the best action for yourself. One of the exciting changes that I saw is you're doing a lot of work on your internal relationship and your external relationship. So you might look at this and go, oh, I've got more blocked energy than I did this. You do, but there's a motion to it. If you see, there is a little less down here in these second pictures. And so there's a motion to it. It's being released. We know that it is very important for you to spend time outside every day. And I know it's cold. And if you can just spend a few minutes outside with your feet on the ground every day, or if you're inside, imagining and visualizing you being outside on the ground. So this is energy in motion. Rub those toes to get that energy released and out. And I'm usually at this point not recommending sending energy down to the earth, but this is actually earthy energy that is holding you down in this realm from being your true and authentic self. When it comes to your prosperity and trust toe, kind of the same story. If you look, there is energy in motion. There is less swelling, less blocked energy, lower, and there's a little bit more on the higher part. So this is energy in motion. This is energy that's been seen, has been acknowledged, and is now getting released. This is bringing the unconscious to the conscious so that you can then release it. Remember that the Master Carl Jung said, that which is in the unconscious that is not conscious will rule our lives, and we will call it fate. That's not a direct quote, but that's pretty close. So the unconscious stuff that we don't bring into our consciousness rules our life, and then we call it fate. So you are identifying things in that unconscious, bringing it into your conscious, and taking more control and responsibility in your life. So these two toes, energy in motion, just rub those and let that energy go. Continue to work on taking action and looking straight ahead in the present moment, learning from the past and looking forward in your communication and expression. Just keep doing what you're doing with your internal communication and expression. It's really making progress. Same with the path that you're on your spirit and life path toe. And remember to rub these with essential oil and a carrier oil and or emu oil. You're making great progress, my friend. I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work.